Are you ready to discover ProtaStructure Suite? This comprehensive structural engineering software comes with 4 specialized modules, each crafted to efficiently optimize your engineering tasks. We are excited to introduce to you ProtaStructure. This innovative solution is designed to offer fast and accurate analysis and design for your building structures. Imagine transforming the way you work with ProtaSteel, our groundbreaking tool for automated connection design and steel detailing. That's not all. ProtaDetails is a revolutionary structural drawing and detailing software, uniquely designed to automate the creation and organization of your structural concrete detail drawings. And all of this is achieved with just one click. And let's talk about collaboration. Our ProtaBIM feature is a game changer in coordinating and sharing project models. It's designed to enhance teamwork and ensure that everyone is on the same page. Minimizing project delivery time and increasing efficiency is central to our mission.
Hello and welcome to everyone joining the ProtaStructure 2025 Zambia Demo Day. Give me a thumbs up emoji if you can hear me, and then we start. As in Bwanji, we say Muli Bwanji, as in Kinyanja language. Me speaking, my name is Engineer David Bushaija. I'm a business executive in Nziza Global, and I'm very happy to have you here. In this day's agenda, get ready to know more about us, the credibility, our expansion to Nziza market, but as well, we will get to know more about ProtaStructure and meet our expert of today. Without further ado, allow me to introduce to you Nziza Global. Nziza Global is a multinational skill development center dedicated to providing advanced industry-focused training for companies, government institutions, and professionals in the architectural, engineering, and construction field. With a strong emphasis on the latest design and the technological advancements, Nziza Global's program focuses on practical skills using cutting-edge technology. And yes, we are not like traditional academics. We are fully industry-based. Allow me to talk about our 3 key recognitions that set us apart as leader in industry-based skills development. We focus on training, where our training programs are internationally accredited and reflect the latest advancements in modern design and technical studies. By certification, Nziza Global provides certification recognized by world's leading brands in the architectural, engineering, construction field. For example, if this was a training for ProtaStructure, you get a ProtaStructure headquarter certification. But as well, we do licensing. We are authorized reseller of top global software brands in giving our clients access to license latest software technological advancements. Speaking of that, we had the privilege of being awarded as top 5 Autodesk Training Center in the awards of Autodesk Learning Partner Excellence Award, where it happened in 2023 in Turkey. And without further ado, we are expanding our impact in Zambia. Yes, Nziza Global is excited to bring its first-class outstanding training to Zambia, where we aim to uplift the professionals in the industry of EAC, but as well, this ProtaStructure Demo Day, it marks our entry into the Zambia market, where we'll be providing the first-hand experience of ProtaStructure today. Thirdly, we are here to empower if you are an engineer, an architect, a quantity surveyor, or a designer with what you've been missing. Without further much time, today we are going to have a demo on ProtaStructure Suite, ProtaStructure 2025. And allow me to give you a little background of ProtaStructure. For more than 40 years in the industry, ProtaStructure have been delivering the industry-leading structural engineering software to the professionals. And it's now in more than 95 countries all over the whole world. But as well, it has more than 50 codes, design codes. The ProtaStructure suite that comes in 4, it's one, but with 4 models, which are ProtaStructure, the ProtaBIM, the ProtaDetails, ProtaBIM, and ProtaSteel. And as engineers, I hope you've met these or use them in your day-to-day. With our training in Nziza Global, our trainees are able to know how to design these complex structures like this one that I'm presenting, and not just knowing them, but in real life industry deliverance. And without further time, allow me to present to you our expert of today. His name is Engineer Gorky Charité. He is a master certified professional in ProtaStructure, but as well in Revit structure. With him, he will take you through ProtaStructure 2025, and he will answer your questions. If you have any question about ProtaStructure, feel free to write it down in the comments, and then our expert of today, Engineer Gorky Charité, will answer more of it. I speaking, thank you for your kind attention. I'm by names of David Bushaija. Feel free to reach out to me after this presentation. We'll be in Lusaka from November 18th, that's next week. Feel free to WhatsApp Engineer Alexandre, our operations director. Allow me to give this time to our expert of today to present more about ProtaStructure 2025. Engineer Gorky, I hope you're ready. The floor is yours.
Confirm if the ProtaStructure window is visible to everyone.
Yes, we can see it. Thank you.
Okay, good. So we'll be together in today's demo, and I'm going to demonstrate the capability of ProtaStructure. So this is how the ProtaStructure opens. Okay. So this is the latest version. This is the 2025 version. If you can see my cursor here at the top, you can see that I'm using the latest version, which is 2025. Okay. So if there are some participants who are familiar with the software, you can see that there is some change with the new version here. Okay, so starting here at the top, we have different tabs. You can see this building setout is one tab, modeling is another tab, loading is another tab, and so on. So we have different tabs here at the top. And within each tab, we have different tools. Okay, we have different tools depending on the tab that we have opened. Okay, then here in the middle, you can see we have the start page. With the start page, you can open a new project. This is used when you have an existing project in your computer that you want to open, or you can start with creating a new project. Okay? Then here we will have a list of the recent project that you have worked on. Okay? You will have information about the software update and the licenses that you have. Okay? Then here at the right, you will have resources. These are resources. These are like links which can direct you to the ProtaStructure website for more information about the software, the training videos, and tips and tricks. Okay. Then lastly, here at the bottom, you have some news, okay, updates of the software. So let's start with creating a new project. Okay, we are going to create a new project here. Just click on new project. You have to fill in the project code or the project name, simply the project name. Okay. Let me write Zambia demo. Okay. Then here in the center, you will see a list of different standards or codes, okay, depending on the countries. So you have to select one of the standard that you want to use. Okay. So if you want to select the template, a standard to use, you have to make sure template is selected here. Then you have to choose. There is also an option to go to project, change to project, and you select one of the recent projects that you have worked on. Okay. So in this case, if you select one of these, it means you will grab settings from one of the latest project that you have worked on to the new project that we are creating. So for my case, let me go with taking a BS code here. So after choosing the name, after choosing the code, then click on OK. Okay. If you click on OK, then the software will take some few seconds to load a new project. Okay. You have just to be patient and wait. Okay. Now I have my new project which have been launched here. So as I see, here we have different tabs. Okay. And in every tabs we have now different tools here at the top. You see now our tools here are activated, so you can use one of these. Here at the left, we have what we call a structure tree. Okay, it contains all the information of the members which are being created here in the model. So it means if I create, for instance, a grid, it will also be created here in the structure tree. If I create a member, it will also be created here. Okay. So ProtaStructure, first of all, it is a very user-friendly software. So if you take a look here at the top, okay, the first tab here is containing tools regarding to the settings of the project. You can go to the modeling tab, okay, to model your members, reinforced concrete members or steel members here. So after modeling, you have to go to the loading tab. Okay, so you have created your structure. You have to load it. Okay? Then after loading, you have to review. Here we have tools that help us to make review before going to the analysis. If there are some modeling errors, you have to correct them. Then you have to move to the analysis tab, okay, where you will analyze your structure. Then after analyzing the structure, you have to go to the design. So we're going to design. If you have designed your member and everything is okay, then we'll be ready to go for preparing the drawing and detailing, okay? Then if you want to share your model with external software, you have to use the BIM tab here, and so on. So simply, you can see that these tabs here at the top are somehow consecutive. So you have to finish with one command and go to the another one and go to another one and so on. Okay. So let's start with the modeling tab here. The modeling tab. The first one, the building setup, is mainly about the setting of the software. So we are going to use just default for now. Okay. Then go to the modeling tab here. So the first thing to create is to create the axis or grids. We have two commands here. Okay, so I can click on one of the grids. Okay, the command here, and then I will have a pop-up window here containing all the information of the properties of the axis. Okay, so it is very simple. Just click the first point, click the second point, and then the grid will be created. As simple as that. Okay, so you can create any type of grid here. You can create a straight grid. You can create a segmented grid like this one. Okay. You can also create a curved grid like this one. As simple as that. Just click to the starting, click to the last point, then curve. Okay. As simple as that. Then this is like creating randomly the grid. I'm going to delete this. You have also another option here to create grid system automatically using orthogonal axis generator. If I click on this, I can click on a point. Now I will have to specify the grid in x-axis and in y-axis, direction 1 and direction 2. Okay, so let's say put the spacings here. Put the spacing here also. After setting this, by only clicking on OK, I will have a system of grids in just in a few seconds. So you see how it is very quick to model those kind of grids. And for information, if I select the grid, okay, I have modifying tools here at the top. You can see the modifying tools here. You can offset axis, you can move, rotate, and so on. Okay, so you still have the capability to change one of the grids that you have created. So after creating the grid, of course, you have to start creating your members. Okay, we will start with the creating the column. Okay, so remember we are still in the modeling tab because we are constructing our building. Okay, we are modeling. So I'm going to model the column. You can see the column here. By clicking on column, again, I will have column properties here tab, which will open. So it will be a matter of just setting the settings of the column, the cross section here. I can set the cross section, B1 and B2. I can specify an eccentricity if I wish. Okay. Then after specifying these properties here, you can, if I try to zoom, you will see the preview of my column. So to place a column is just to click at the intersection of the grids, then your column will be selected. Okay, just click, and then your column will be selected. Will be created. Okay, so if you want to create a columns along all these lines, instead of clicking one by one, you can just drag, and then the column will be created at every intersection, as simple as that. Okay? So it is not a matter of just creating a rectangular. If you click here, you have other type of geometries that you can create. Okay. For instance, if I want to create a circular column, it's a matter of taking a circular, I can specify the diameter, then I can come, drag, and then I will have circular columns. Okay, you can choose also other types of the geometry here. Let's take a look at this L shape. If I click on OK, I can come here and place. Then it will be placed as simple as that. Okay, I can again go to here, and then using the section angle, I can rotate. Click OK. If I update, now you see it have been rotated as I wish. Okay. Then then we have also, let me put another one here. Let me rotate first, like this. Click OK, update. You see, I have another one. Okay. So to demonstrate what we have constructed so far, you can view this in a 3D view as well. If you come to the view tab here, we have a physical model. If I click on physical model, you can see what we have done so far in a 3D view. You can rotate and see. Okay. You can also go back to the plan view if you wish. Okay. Like so. So when it comes to columns, to members, ProtaStructure is very, very, very flexible. If you want to create another irregular shape, let me use this arc here. I'm going just to draw arc here. Let me repeat. Select, I'm going to use the polyline, and I'm going to draw a polyline here, like so. For instance, let me delete this column. You can see this is just a line. It is a polyline. It is not a column. If I go to the 3D view, you see it is just a line here. Okay. Again, to view what you are doing in plan view and in 3D view, it is also possible by tiling view. You can see I can view the plan view on one side and the 3D view on another side. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to convert this polyline into a column just by selecting, right click. Okay. Selecting, right click, then convert to column. If I click, now you see the polyline have been converted to a column. So you can see that with ProtaStructure, we have a flexibility to model the column as you wish. Okay. Then the next one is the wall, shear wall. You can also model the shear wall. The procedure is similar to the one of the columns. Again, set the properties here, then start modeling. Okay, your wall. You can see, as long as I'm modeling in a 3D, in a plan view, you can see the effect in a 3D view. Okay, model. You can see that it is very, very user-friendly. The software is very user-friendly. Okay. So again, you can do the modification in a 3D view. It is not mandatory to model in plan view. For instance, let's say this shear wall have an opening. You can still have the possibility to add an opening. Okay, can specify the wall, the opening size and position using these values here. Okay. Then let me say it's like a window. You can see the window have been created. I mean the door. By clicking on OK, now in a 3D view, you see now that in my shear wall, I have an opening here. So it is very flexible. Then talking about the walls and columns, it is also possible to create a slant column or wall. For instance, to demonstrate it, if I try to offset one of the grids here, okay, then I'm going to do the modification of this column. You just take a look here in 3D view. So if I select a column open property, I can use this bottom insertion to change the bottom insertion, and I have a slant column as simple as that. Okay, just open the column property using the bottom insertion, click where you want to move your bottom, update, then it will be slanted. This is also applicable for the shear wall and so on. Okay, so you can see that it's very, very user-friendly, it is very flexible. Talking about the beam, let's go on with the beam. Okay, again, select the beam. Then you have to set the properties of the beam, the cross-section, the height of the beam, okay, the eccentricity if you wish. Then you can, to model the beam, just select the starting. Okay, let me repeat again. Select the starting. The next one, then you will have your beam created. You can see that I still have the command active. I can go again, continue to place as I wish. If I want to end the command, I can click, right click, or escape. Okay. Again, as we have done for the column, if I drag like so, then release. Okay. Then you can place beams with just few seconds. Okay. You see now I have all the beams here, and you still have the flexibility to delete or to modify. For instance, if I want to delete this beam, I can select and delete as simple as this. Just select a member, delete on your keyboard, or just select a member using a delete command here. You'll be able to do so. Okay, you can see in a 3D view what I have modeled so far. Yeah, as simple as that. So you can also model slabs. You can also model slabs here. Then slab, you have to select slab. As long as you select a slab, you will have to first set the load combination and load cases. Okay, so there is a easiest way of creating your load cases in ProtaStructure. You can create them manually, or you can use this load generator tab here to automatically create those load cases and load combinations. You can see we have the vertical loads here and the horizontal loads combinations here. Okay, so you can tick one of these depending on the load that you want to apply, load cases that you want to be used in the analysis. You can come to the horizontal load combination and also specify which one you want. Do you want to use a seismic code? Do you want to use a wind load, soil pressure, and so on? Okay. So if I click on OK, you can see that we have automatically the load combination created here. Okay. And then we have this for reinforced concrete. If I go for the steel, you see it is empty, because by default in Prota, if you use this, they create a load cases for the only concrete. So if you want to create load cases and combination for the steel as well, you have to make sure it is ticked here. So if I click OK, now if I go to the steel here, you can see I have also load combinations. So let's click on OK. Now you can see the slab is now activated here. So we have to set, of course, the section of the slab. Okay. Here at the bottom, you have what we call a insertion method. So we have different insertion methods depending on the location of your slab. Okay, you have to pick the right insertion method that is appropriate. Then just by clicking, okay, taking a slab, by clicking, you see the slab can be placed as simple as that. Just by clicking, now I have the full slab. Okay, so there is also an easiest way of placing slab. For instance, you have let me first of all select these slabs and delete them. Okay, to demonstrate that I will delete all the slabs. Okay, so if you have a question, you have to type in the chat box. I will have time to answer all the questions. So for now, I'm just demonstrating the capability very quickly. Then later on, I will have a time to go through your questions. So if you have any question, just type in the chat box. Okay, coming back to our slabs, I was going to demonstrate how you can automatically place the slab without going one span by span. It's a matter of just activating the slab. Make sure you have set all the settings. And then here we have a command called start slab automatically. So by clicking there, you can see now automatically all the span have been covered with slabs. Okay, this is very, very helpful. Okay, so you see that we have modded all structural members so far here. Okay, so if you want to work with stories, if you want to add other flow, by default, when you open the software, you have only story one. See, you have story one here. So to add other stories, just go to stories here, right click, then you can insert story. Okay, then here you can insert the number of stories that you want to add. Okay, let me say 3 stories. If I click on OK, we have the warning. Do you want to continue? Are you sure? Yes, I do. Then you can see here in the structure tree that I have now up to story 3. Okay, so to demonstrate it, if you take a look here in a 3D view, now you can see here that story 3, it is the one which is activated. If I double click on story 2, you can see that the grid have shifted to story 2. I can activate story 1. Okay, and then story 0 is about the foundation level. Okay, you can see it here in a 3D view. So let's suppose I want to populate. Maybe I'm designing an apartment or another kind of building where the floor are similar. So instead of going to the upper story and start creating everything from scratch. For instance, if I open the story 2 here, instead of going here, you see I don't have any member, and start modeling one by one, I can just copy members from one story to another story. Okay, so how to do that? I can select all the members that I want to copy, for instance, like this. Then right click, I have first of all, let me activate the story 1 because I want to copy element from story 1. So select everything, right click, I will have generate member to other story. Then I can select which story where I want to copy, I want to paste, okay? Because I have selected everything here that I want to copy. Now, where do you want to paste it? I have selected story 2 and story 3. If I click on OK, it means all these members will be copied and pasted to the story 2 and 3. So take a look here in a 3D view. As long as I click on OK, now you see all the members have been populated to the upper stories. Okay, you can see with just a few seconds, and then you have a capability, you have a flexibility to still modify the members as you wish. For instance, if I select one of the members in a story and delete, you see the copied one, the bottom one are still there. So if I decide to delete all these columns, you see that it is not affecting the remaining stories. Okay, so I can come here and place other columns here, circular ones. Okay, go to the column again, choose this one, can come and put it in this. You can see here in a 3D view what I'm doing. Okay, you can go to the upper story 3, and do the same. Okay, place column, place a column. Okay, So you see how it is very, very simple and interactive. So you can also choose to make story similar, for instance, instead, because you can see if I want to modify one of the member, the remaining one will not be modified. For instance, if I take a close look to this column here, I want to apply an offset so that it can align with these beams. Okay, so you can simply use even the arrow key on your keyboard to shift the member. You can see like so. Okay, very easy. But if I try to zoom here in a 3D view, you can see it is not affecting the below stories. So, but there is a way in ProtaStructure where you can define stories to be similar. If I select story, right click, under the edit story, here you can make stories similar. Okay, so I'm going to select all the 3 stories, okay, and then define them as similar here. So I will have this pop-up, which story do you want to take it as a reference? I pick story 1, you can pick any one of those. Then if I click on OK, on yes, okay. Now you see that the column that I have deleted before, they have also again been slanted, because I have chosen to take the story 0, the story 1 as a reference. And in this case, if I delete one of the column, it will be deleted on all the remaining story. This is because I have selected the story to be similar, okay? And don't worry, you still have the possibility to come back, yeah? Then make sure that you have resetted the stories not to be similar, okay? So before I reset them, I want to apply an offset here. You can use the arrows, or you can come to the property here and put eccentricity here. Okay, you see eccentricity in both directions. Okay, maybe let me try this and see. Yes, I want my column to fill in very well. So in this case, I have only changed the story 3, but I'm sure that the remaining story also have been adapted. Okay, so I can also come and maybe I want the bottom columns to remain slanted, but the above one to be not slanted. So back here, I want to reset, select all, okay, then I will reset. Then I want only, can click on OK. Now, in this case, if I change one of the member, it will not affect the remaining one. For instance, modifying the bottom here, you see I have only changed the one that I have selected. Okay, bottom here. You should always remember to update. So if you have done any changes, okay, you see after you have to always update here, okay, so that the change may take effect. Okay, bottom, update, and so on. Okay, so you can see that it was very quick to model such thing. Okay, so you can also, this was about the members of the reinforced concrete. You can also member the steel. Okay, on this side here, using these tools here, you can also model steel. Okay, so to demonstrate it, I'm going to delete this upper flow. Okay, so instead of deleting everything, I will delete only columns and let's say column, slab, and beams. Okay, so to do so, I can use the filter command. We have a filter command here. Okay, open it. I want to select only columns, shear walls, and beams. Columns, beams, and slab. Okay, want the shear wall to go all the way. So in this case, if I select, you can see that the shear wall was not selected because it was not ticked here. So I will use the delete key then delete, close. Okay, now I'm going to try to model steel members on this story. Okay, so still I'm in the modeling tab. Now I will use the steel tab here. Start by column. Again, you have different sections of the columns here. You can choose between different code. Here you can use the British, the Euro. Okay, so you have a possibility to change any section here. I will still use the I section. You can use L section. You can use the tubes here, the hollow tubes. Okay. You can change here if you want to use the concrete, the steel, the build-up, and so on. So I'm using only steel. Click on OK. Then if I click here, repeat again. If I click, now you see I have a steel column. You can see the same here in a 3D view. Okay. I can also drag like so, place. Okay. Like so. Just drag. With just few seconds, you can see how I have modeled the column steel here at the top. Okay. Good. You can still go and model even other members. Okay. Let's say I want to model a frame member. By selecting frame member, you have different members. You can have a steel beam. You can have to model the primary and secondary beams of the composite slab if you wish, and so on. So let me use, for instance, this beam. Okay. Again, let me use the 3D view, because you can also model here in the 3D view. So I will take a steel, select the first point, second point, click yes. Now you see the model, the beam model here. Okay, I can do the same here, for instance. As simple as that. Okay, you see you can still model in plan view or in a 3D view. It's up to you. Okay, like so. You can model also trusses. You can also model trusses if you wish. Okay, so I will use now the plan view again. To model truss, just click the truss command, select the first point, okay, the last one. Then you will have this dialog box where you can choose different type of trusses. Let me choose this one. You can choose different pattern. Okay. Here on the right side, you have different properties where you can control your truss. Do you want to add cantilever? Do you want to modify the top and the bottom chord? Do you want to apply an offset and so on? Everything is controlled here. You can come here to this splice tab. You can add some splices. You can go to the member tab where you can change the sections. Okay, you see where, like what we did on the column, you still have the possibility to change section. Okay. Then after setting everything, if you click on OK, you'll see your truss have been modeled in plan view as well as in a 3D view here. And you can see that I still have the truss command, so I can continue go and place on other nodes. Okay, like so. You can see in a 3D view what you have modeled so far. Yeah. You can also model domes, composite, and so on. Okay, very simple. You can also come and model purlins if you wish. Okay, purlins, it's a matter of selecting the first truss, selecting the second truss, and you'll have the properties related to purlins. Can always come here and change the section of the purlins if you wish. Okay, you can make some modification. This is a 3D view. You have an interactive view where you can view the change which are being made. Okay, you can control the sag rods if you want to apply sag rods. If you don't want, you can remove them. For instance, you can see I no longer have sag rods. If you are happy with your model, just click on OK. Then we will have your purlins modeled here. Okay. You can model grid. Okay, grids. Okay, just select one column, select the last one. Then, like we did for the purlins, if you are happy with the setting, click on OK. See, I have modeled grids here. Can do the same. The first column, the last one. Okay. And the good thing is, as long as you have set the settings, the next time you are going to use the same command, the software is intelligent enough to have retained the last settings that you have applied. You can model the braces if you want. Okay, if you want to brace two columns, see, again here we have different properties that you have to set. You can change the type of braces. You can use the V brace, you can use the K brace, or even the X brace, and so on. Set all here, then click on OK. You will have all here. Okay, you can also apply a cladding to the top, okay, to the roof here by simply taking the cladding command. Okay, then select the purlins that you have created. Then the software will automatically create the cladding for you. Click on OK, and you will have something like this. Okay, so I will reset this. Try to zoom what we have modeled so far in just a few seconds. I mean, just a few minutes. Okay, you can see how the software is very, very user-friendly. How modeling is very, very simple. So if you are done with modeling, of course, you have to go to the second tab and start loading. Okay, you must create the different wall loading. You have different types. These are the defaults which come with the software. Okay, you can create your own type of wall if you wish by using this plus here. Then you can create also the material. Okay, if it is composed by blocks, is it a bricks plus does it your wall have a plaster and so on. So you can apply all of them here. For a certain case, if you don't see your material on the list here, you can come always to edit and add your own material. Okay, so you can do the same for the slab loads. Okay, for the slab loads, if you want to apply to slab additional dead loads, okay, just you can use one of these, or you can customize them, or you can create your own using this add here. So for instance, this room, you can see it is composed by cement grout. See, you can see here. Then you have finishing concrete, mosaic tile, and so on. And the good things about ProtaStructure here, you don't have to calculate all these total loads manually. So as long as you create an additional dead load here and apply a thickness, the software will do the calculation automatically to have these total loads here. So after creating these two loads, the wall load and the slab load, now it is time to assign them to your structure. Okay, so you can do it in a 3D view or in a plan view. Let's start by applying load to the beam here, supposing that this beam is carrying a masonry wall load. So just select it, go to edit loads. So you see, you can assign different type of loads here. You can use the point load, you have a uniform loads here, and so on. So let's take an example of these wall loads here. So by just selecting wall loads, I have to come here and select one of the load that I have created. Okay, one of those, pick one. Then you have to choose the height of your wall. Okay, this option, by using this first option, you choose the height of the wall. By using this second option, you have to choose the beam which is above the wall. Okay, the beam which is above the wall, then the software is intelligent enough to calculate the height. Okay, so we're using 500. Okay, so by clicking OK again, now you see this red color, which is showing a wall load which is being applied on this on this beam. Okay, so if I go to the plan view to demonstrate it, you can see again that now here my beam have been changed to red color, meaning that I have assigned a wall load. So you can assign a wall load like this, or you can copy and paste. Supposing the remaining beam have the same wall load. So, but just select a beam to copy a load. You can right click and copy loads, okay? Or you can just simply click Ctrl+C on your keyboard, okay? And then select the beam where you want to paste, then click Ctrl+V on your keyboard, and then the load will be pasted there in a 3D view. This is how it is looking like, okay? So you can place a wall load on a beam by just dragging, okay? Supposing that the wall is not starting from the start of the beam to the end of the beam. So you can just select a beam, okay, and use insert wall by dragging, okay? And in this case, you can drag to a certain point. You see the wall is not full covered by the beam, okay? If I go to the 3D view, you can see that the load here is just on a portion of a beam, okay? So you can do the same, can copy wall, okay, and then paste to all, okay? So by selecting all beams, click Ctrl+V, as simple as that, then it will be pasted. You can see all the beams here. You can do the same for the remaining beams, okay? Let's go to the above story, select all, Ctrl+V, then they will be pasted there, as simple as that, okay? So you can place also walls on a slab, okay, on a slab here, because there are some walls which are sitting on a slab. Just select the slab, again go to edit load. By going to edit load, you can add wall loads, okay? So you can choose the wall load. You can use the insertion here to put the wall load, okay? So it's a matter of choosing the X and Y direction here, okay? Let's say the wall is somewhere starting here, ending here, if you are seeing my cursor. So the X and Y value at the starting will be 0. The X will have a value, but the Y will be 0. Okay. Now you can see that I have a preview of the wall. Okay. You can select it, a wall. You can come and select the wall. If you want to add an opening in the wall, add openings. You can add openings like a window, for instance. Click on OK. Then update. If I do like this, now you can see the preview of the opening in the column, and I mean in the wall, and so on. So you still have a flexibility to work with different loading. So after loading, you must go to the review tab. Under the review tab, you have to double check if your model don't have any modeling errors. Okay, so I will go to the building model check. You can see I don't have any errors so far. Then I'm ready to go for the analysis. So if I go to the analysis tab here, I'm able to run the analysis. Before running the analysis, you may have to set some different settings if you wish. Okay, for my case, you can see that I'm not using the earthquake code. So if I want to apply seismic, then I will have to come here and activate it. So you can come and change some rebars here. Okay, which diameters of reinforcement do you want to use here? Okay. You can come and change the materials, the grade of your concrete, okay, before going to the analysis. Then you can come here, set some settings related to the model, related to the shear wall, okay, related to the slab model, and so on. If everything is set, then you go and run the building analysis. I'm going to run the building analysis. Run the building analysis very quickly. I have to wait. Software will be calculating all the loads that you have applied to the members. Okay, so you have to wait. It will take time depending on the size of your project. Mine is done. And you can see that the green tick here. Then click on close. Okay, so you can see here that the building analysis have been completed. Okay, so I can go and open the building analysis model to check some of the effects of the loads to my structure. Okay, if I go to the member here and activate the flame loads, okay, so you can see how my loads have been decomposed to the beams here. Okay. Okay, you can activate. You can use the filter command here. Okay, so to choose which of the story to be activated, you can choose the load cases. Here you are analyzing how your loads are have been composed to the beams. Okay, you can activate the frame load to see the value. Okay, and so on. You can go to the result tab to activate some of the diagrams here. Okay. So if you are done with investigating all of this, okay, you can close and then go ready, and you are ready to go for the design. Okay. So under the design, okay, let's start with the columns more, column design. Going to the column, okay, I can click on one of the column to do the design. But before going to the column design, so we have settings here. Okay, so you must make sure that you have everything set. Okay, for your columns, you have different settings here. You must double check. For instance, you can see that the column bar size, the minimum is let's say 16. Okay, so you have to change these settings first. Then after that, you can you can go for the design. You can use the interactive design. Okay, then the software will automatically, depending on the load and the section of your columns, it will provide the reinforcement. Okay, if I click on OK, now you see the design status is passing. I can copy the reinforcement from one column to others. Click copy. Okay, if I click paste to all, now the reinforcement have been placed to all the remaining columns. You can see the design status here are okay. I have another type of column here, the one which are circular. Okay, I can also again go to the interactive design, click OK, copy reinforcement and paste. Okay, see now they are passing. We have those columns which were polyline. Remember the L column. Okay, so we have default reinforcement. If I go to interactive design, now the software will be able to place was I muted? Okay, so I see I'm not muted anymore. So here I was talking about these type of columns. So you have a flexibility to go to the reset reinforcement, so you can change, add reinforcement and whatever. Yeah, you can see that by default you have 7 reinforcement, but you can still add reinforcement as you wish. You can add other reinforcement here in the middle, let's say, okay, like so. You see I'm adding another reinforcement. So you have a flexibility to customize the rebars here, okay, like so, one reinforcement, okay. If you want to add tie beam, you can do it. Then if you are satisfied, you can do the interactive design. Then the software will let you know if your column is passing or failing. Again, copy paste to all. Okay. Can do the same for the remaining columns. Okay. Again, I will copy and paste to all, and so on. So you see how it is very flexible. Okay. You can also do this one by one, but you have also a batch mode here, where you can use the batch mode to design all the columns at once. Okay. Select reinforcement. Instead of doing what I was doing one by one, now you can see that all have been passed. Okay. Again, when we are still here on column, you can decide to make a report. Okay. Report here. So can decide which column I want to have in my report. Create a design report.
Excuse me, Engineer Gorky. Can you share, please?
Yes. Sorry.
The screen.
The screen is
visible.
The screen, I think,
you can see.
Okay. So you can create a report for the columns here. Okay. Let's go for the story beam. It is the same as we did for the column. Just you can use this interactive design to design your beams here. You can go to the settings here, go and set all the different settings related to the beam before going to the design. Okay, so you can design one by one, like so. Okay, or you can use the batch design here to select all at once. You select all. Okay, with a few clicks, now you see the beams are all passing. Again, using this print column, you can decide which beam you want to appear in the report. Okay, you can create a summary report, for instance. Let's view it. Summary reports. Just wait. See, I have summary report of the selected beam. Okay, everything is here. You can always save it as a PDF or as a Microsoft Office. Okay, if I save now, you see I have a PDF of the reports. Let's go on. So far, what we have designed is the column and beams, and you can view using a color code here in a 3D view. To come here in the review tab, open the status. You see for now what I have designed and are passing have green color using the region you are seeing here. The one which are still white are not yet designed. Okay, so let's demonstrate it. For instance, let's design these columns, this T. So you have to come to the design, go to the column, then we have to design. See, they are passing now. You see now the color have changed to green color. Okay. So again, if you want to make a report while you are still here in column design, you can always create a design report. Okay. If you click here, you can always make a design report, and then you can save it as we did for the remaining. Okay. So you can see how it is very easy, how it is very user-friendly to use a ProtaStructure. You can come and design trusses. Okay, for instance, see I have trusses. You can design it like so. If you want to investigate furthermore, you can always come and see all the details here. Okay, right. Again, you can create reports if you wish. Creating report, save it. You can see if everything is passing here. Okay, so you can save it as well, and so on. So you can design, you can model everything here. So because of the limited time, let's jump to the footing first. How to create footings. Okay. So you must come to the story 0. Just select one of the column and click insert pad
Hello.
footing if you want. Yes.
Engineer, you are going answering the questions you have in a chat box. Someone asked about the how do you analyze slabs, and when he was talking about finite element or trapezoidal things like that, I think before you go to footing, it's better you analyze the slabs so you can see that as well.
Okay, thank you.
And
so to analyze slab,
a bit, please. That is a Kalolo, so I request him to follow. And for his first question was slab modeling. What slab road transfer model are you using? Is it analytical finite element or simplified trapezoidal or triangular? So that is what you're gonna answer now. His second question was answered. It was about how you validate your model to ascertain the correctness of your modeling. That is already answered. I think he saw that. And your next step will be on footing. You will be answering this is Saulo Simpasa, who asked about if ProtaStructure has capability to design foundation. And yes, it has. And that is footing is one of foundation types which you will follow after slabs. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for your inputs. So replying to the one who asked the method we are using for distribution of the load of the slab. Okay, so ProtaStructure have both method, either the yield line or the finite element load decomposition. So if I come here under the loading, by default, let me highlight that. By default, ProtaStructure is distributing the load from the slab using the yield line method. It means when we'll be designing, we'll be using the moment coefficient method, because if I open the property of the slab here, you can see here I have different type of the slab. And you know, when you are analyzing and designing the slab, taking into account the moment coefficient method, you have to specify the right type of the slab here. For instance, for my slab here, the one here, you can see that the type is type 1, yet it is not correct. Okay, this must not be type 1, because type 1 is a slab which is continuous on all 4 edges, yet this is only continuous to 2 edges, so it must not be type 1. To resolve this, ProtaStructure have a very easiest way. Instead of coming on each and every slab, going and selecting the right type, you can use this set slab type automatically here to do that. So I will use it. You have these three options. Then I will choose the last one. I want to apply these settings to all model. Click OK. Then OK. If I come back to the slab, the one that I selected before, open the property, now see it have been changed to type 4, which is the right type of a slab. So if you are using the moment coefficient method, this will be a step that you will need to do. The second one, under the analysis, we have the finite flow analysis method. Okay, so if you want to mesh your slab and use the finite flow analysis, you must make sure you are using this. Okay, remember the moment coefficient method, the one that I explained first, is only applicable when we have this type of regular slab. So in case you have a regular slab, you have to make sure that you run the finite flow analysis. So to answer your question, yes, by default, we have a yield line method, but you can also mesh your slab and use the finite flow analysis. So coming to the design, okay. So to design the the slab in ProtaStructure, you have to use what we call slab strips, and they are found in the modeling tab. Okay, so remember you have to do this after doing the analysis. Okay, my analysis is active. Come and activate the slab strip. Okay, we have analytical strip, you have the finite strip. If you have used the moment coefficient as what I did, I will be using the analytical strip. If you have used the finite analysis, then in that case, we will use the finite strip. So I'm using the analytical strip. Then I have to specify the boundary condition of the slab. Okay. Let's suppose I want to design this middle slab only. So at the starting here, it is continuous. I have to make sure it is continuous. At the right, it is continuous. Then I will choose continuous here. Then draw a strip all across. You can see now the software will define the reinforcement. Okay. You can do the same in the Y direction. Now it is starting from a supported end. So I will have to choose support here. Then at the last here also it is supported. We don't have any slab. Then we have to choose this. Then draw the Y, the strip in Y direction. You see I have also the reinforcement in Y direction. So to have a report of the designed slab, so you can do the same for all the remaining slab. So to find the report, I've come to the design tab here. Make sure I go to the slab analysis and design. You will see the strap, the two straps that I have created in X and Y. Click on the design report. Then you will have a report of the slab. Okay? With the deflection check, with the reinforcement here. Again, you can save it, okay, as a PDF or as a Word document. So that's how you can design a slab. Okay. So if you are using the finite element, it is the same method. What you have to keep in mind is that when you will be placing slab strip, you'll be using the finite strip here. So that's it. Let me jump to the footing now, to the slab, to the foundation. When you want to design the foundation, of course, you have to make sure that you have designed the superstructure. Okay, you have analyzed, you have done everything. You have an active building analysis here. Again, here you can model, if you select one of the column, you can insert a pad footing, or you can insert a pipe, depending on what you want to achieve. So I will insert the pad footing. Okay, just select. Remember, before doing this, of course, you have to go to make sure that under the settings, okay, under the settings, under the foundation settings, you have set all the parameters, the soil parameters. Okay. Here is where we set the soil parameters, the unit weight, the allowable stress. Okay, we have some settings here related to the footing. You have the minimum base. Let's use 200 for this. Okay, the depth increment, use 50. So you may come here and change everything here, the settings. Then if everything is okay, then you can come and insert a pad footing. Okay, by inserting a pad footing, you see the software will design automatically the footing. You see here, the design status is passing, okay? Here you have information. You see here I have a concrete cover, which is not correct. That's because I didn't set it in the settings. I can change it, make a design again. Now you see I have a reasonable sizes. Okay, you see 200 and whatever. You can add a pedestal if you wish. You see here, like when you are designing a footing of where you place a steel column. ProtaStructure can do that. You can come here and change the settings related to the materials. You can come here to the loading, column loading. You can investigate the loading from the columns. You can come here and change parameters related to the reinforcements, okay? So you can even view the 3D view here of your your footings, how it will be looking like. Okay. So if you don't want to use the top rebar, as long as you deactivate it, you see here, I no longer have a top rebars and so on. If everything is okay, you can again create a report here, save it, okay. Then click OK. By clicking OK now, the footing will be created. You can create a footing for multiple columns at once. You can select multiple footings and insert part footing again. These will be the same. I can come here and use the select all and redesign. You see the status have been changed. If now I click on OK, now every footing will have, every column will have a footing and so on. So you can do the same, okay? So let me jump to the remaining part because I see time is somehow up, okay? You can do the same if you want to add a pipe. Okay, it is the same procedure. So if everything is done here, you have created, let's create the report for the part footing first. You can come here and click on detail report here. Let's save it. Okay, so it is very important to save those reports because we will have to combine them later. Okay, now you have modeled your building, you have analyzed, you have designed, and so on. Now it is time to go for the reporting. So under the reporting, you will use ProtaDetails to report reinforced concrete members, and you use ProtaSteel to do the steel connection and drawing and production of the steel members. Remember the truss here. We analyzed they are passing, but we didn't design the connection between two members of steel. So if you want to do so, you will come here. So before going to the ProtaDetail to show you how you can detail, here we have two important reports that are available in Prota. Quantity extraction. You can view the concrete, all the concrete within your model, okay? If I create a report, this is a detailed report for the concrete takeoff. You see for the columns, it's giving you the sections till the volume, and all the way down here, it is giving you a summary of all the all the concrete in cubic meter, which is a very, very helpful report. You can also view the report for the formwork, okay, in square meters. Okay, again, these are details. If you go all the way down, you have again the summary of your formwork reports. Okay, then that's all about the reports. Let's go for the and launch ProtaDetails for detailing. You want to save? Yes. Then you pass here. You have just to wait a bit so that the ProtaDetail may launch. Okay. It is loading. Just so this is the interface for ProtaDetails. Okay, where we are going to detail. So we have two options. You can detail manually, if I can say, where you have a full control of choosing which member to detail by using this start by creating a new drawing. Or we can use the auto-generate details, okay, where the software will automatically generate all the drawings for you. Here are some of the settings that we have to go through, okay, before generating the drawings. Okay, we have settings related to the plan view, to the column application, to elevation, and so on. So if everything is okay, just click and then the software will automatically start generating all the drawings for your members. Okay, this is one of the best features of ProtaStructure because it design, it analyze and design and detail member by member. Okay, you see I have a bunch of drawings here, starting from where I created the footings here, the plan view. You can see all the plan view. I have the column applications here. Okay, you can see we have the column application quantity takeoff, where we have the bulk bending schedule, very, very important. Okay, ProtaStructure is able to produce this bulk bending schedule, okay, which is a very, very good features. Okay, you can see how it is detailing the shear wall. Okay, the close section of the shear wall. You see the slant column that we have created. All the detailings are available. Column elevations here. You can see the detailings about the beam, even the cross sections. Everything is there. You can see the footing that we have created. Okay, the good thing about it, you can even insert sheets. Okay, you can come here and choose one of the sheets. Okay. For instance, if I choose this sheet with a title block, and you can always come, you can move some members to sheets, okay, like so. Still have the possibility to adjust. All right. So I want to show you one of the best features when it comes to quantification of ProtaDetail. You can see, for instance, if I take an example of this column, okay, just by selecting this column, I want to know the quantity of reinforcement in the column. Just select one of the member, right click, you see quantity table. If you click on OK, now you see I have the bulk bending schedule, the quantity table with the size of the reinforcement, with the quantity, with the form, the unit weight, or with only the selected member. Okay, so you can do this for the columns, you can do it for any of the member, yeah, which is a very, very useful feature. Okay, so you can come here and view the cross section of the slab. Okay, under the detail library, you can see plan section. Here it is. Make sure that the auto is activated. So you can make a close section. Okay. Now you can view the section of the slab with all the reinforcement, with all the details included. Okay. You can use these detail tools here. Okay. Because in ProtaDetail we have other details. You can detail covered, for instance. You can detail any given beam. Okay. You see how this is a very, very helpful software. There is another cool features. For instance, you have a sheet. Let me create another sheet here. Okay. Now I want to put this beam on a sheet. I will select it. Use the move command. So if I bring the beam to the sheet, you see how the beam is somehow very long. Okay, so to detail this, put it on one sheet, you can use what we call the crop beam elevation. Just by taking the command, okay, you can make a crop and bring the remaining part of the beam beneath. Okay, so you can see how you can customize all of this. You can insert one of the sheet which you have your own customized. Okay. Okay, let's open one of customized sheet. Okay. So you see how this sheet is somehow customized. See, is customized. I have added some notes and whatever, so you can add your own sheet. Okay. So coming to the design library, you can design cantilever retaining walls if you wish. Okay. You see, this is a cantilever. It's a matter of just coming, filling all the information about the soil parameter, the feed parameter, and so on. And then you can come here and generate report. Okay. The report is loading. See, I have a report for the cantilever. Can also save it again. Close. After this, you can prepare drawings. Just come and pick. You'll have all the details of the cantilever wall. How many are retaining wall? You can use it to design the remaining tools here. Okay. The time is up. I will not go through all this, but you just be aware that you can design all of this. You can design the stair, the retrofit wall, the cobble, the pad footing, the swimming pool, and so on. Okay. So by concluding the demonstration, I want to talk a little bit about the BIM capability of the software. So just know that even though you have generated all these drawing in ProtaDetails, you still have the capability to save it as a DWG. DWG are a file which can be opened by many different other softwares. Okay, like AutoCAD, ArchiCAD can open the same file, so you can always export it as a DWG. You can come and save your work as a PDF if you wish. For instance, this how it is done. You can save it as a PDF. You can now, talking about the BIM, you can now make exchange of information from ProtaStructure to external software like Revit, for instance, if I can say. So if I come back to ProtaStructure here, you see the model that we have modeled here. Okay. If I come to the BIM tab here, you see you have many of tools here you can use to exchange your information. You can export it as IFC. Okay. You can export it as an IFC here. But what I want to focus on is Revit integration. You can see this, I can import a model from Revit. For instance, if you have modeled a model in Revit software, you can, instead of coming and do the modeling like I did, you can just grab a model from Revit, import it to ProtaStructure, and then start modeling. You can also, let me show you. This is an interface of Revit, okay? Just to give you an overview how it works. This is an interface of Revit. If I come here to create new, under the project template, you see I have ProtaStructure, okay? This is 2024, but we are using 2025, okay? So if I open using, I'm in Revit here, not ProtaStructure, this template is a template of ProtaStructure, okay? So if I come to the structure tab here and click on column, let me open first the plan view, okay? So if I click on column here, under the columns, okay, these columns are compatible with ProtaStructure families, okay? You can see here, ProtaStructure L column, ProtaStructure, whatever. So you see we have layers in Revit yet for ProtaStructure. You can see even here, we have another tab here called ProtaBIM. Okay, if I go to ProtaBIM here, you can see I can import from ProtaStructure or export to ProtaStructure. Okay, so you can bring model from ProtaStructure to Revit. For instance, going to import one of those. Okay, I can come here. It's a matter of finding one of, let me see if I can find one. Okay, so you see, this is the model that we were working on. See, if I go back to ProtaStructure, you see it is the same model. Okay, the one we have modeled. Then let me, here in Revit, I'm going to grab it from Prota to Revit. You see it is the same model. I can click on next. It is the first time I'm importing. Okay, then click on start. So I'm not going into details here. Okay, so it will load a summary of what have been done. If I click on close, this is our model. Okay, so let me try to open a 3D view. It will be much visible like so. So this is the model that we have modeled in Revit. I mean in Prota, and now it have been imported to ProtaStructure. You can also, it means it is vice versa. You can come from ProtaStructure to to Revit, or from Revit to ProtaStructure.
Hello.
So I think, yes.
So I think we can stop by there. Other things we come by questions because we are running out of time.
Yes, yes. So
anybody with question can raise it, and the instructor will talk about it, and we close the demo for today.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, so starting from the chat box.
Okay.
What about steel connection details? That is also automated, as you saw it here. I don't know what the instructor says. You want it to take a wrong time?
It will, maybe it will, but to demonstrate a little bit, to give him an overview. If you come here, as long as you have a model, you have analyzed, everything is okay. Under the drawing and report, if you open the ProtaSteel here, okay, let's let it load a little bit. So this is a summary of what have been done. You see, I have the model in ProtaSteel here, okay? But you see, between two members, there are no connections, okay? There are no connection here. If I try to zoom, okay? So here we have what we call a macro galleries, okay? Where you have different type of connections, okay? Where we have different type of connection between BIM to BIM connections. You can see it here, BIM to columns connection, okay? So here what it does, you can come here in ProtaSteel and start placing, modeling, and analyzing this type of connection. So that's a short overview of what ProtaSteel can do. Alex, if there are other questions in the chat box, can let me know.
The steel people are answered, because I see many questions about the steel are still coming. Eh?
Okay, so
what is the cost of the software? Software cost $2,500 US per year, but it's on discount until the end of this month. It is on 40% discount. So we will project our number here again, or we are even in WhatsApp group. We can connect there and help you on how to get the software. So the Steria said she's answered maybe about the steel.
Okay.
There is a Chirufia. Sorry if I spell your name poorly. he or she asked about importing from AutoCAD to Procon and editing Procon, no. Other software, yes. Does software have a detail steel connection? Yes, Steria. It has automated detailing, the way you saw when you reinforced the concrete structure. Like the way it's able to print out reports, it's at the end, yes, this roved the capability of automating detailing. How do you adjust material properties and analyzing for reinforcement when it comes to dome structure? I answered the Kongwani that we don't have dome structure here in this demo.
Yeah, we don't have, but it can do.
Yes,
if
yes.
You can do, you see, you have steel dome, so it can do, yes.
Also, Saulo asked, how do you apply wind loading? I answered him, it's for tall buildings. I don't know what you say as a technical person.
Yes, it is for tall building, but it is available. So if you are under building analysis here, under the code, you see you have a wind. You have to select the code first, okay? After picking the code, you must make sure under the load combinations, okay? Under horizontal loads, you have selected the wind so that the program will create the wind load and load cases and the load combinations. You can see them here. The W is for wind. Then after this, you will have to come here under wind and story loads. You have to set the parameters of the wind, okay? Now, if you have those information of the wind in Excel sheet, you can put them here. See here the wind, import wind loads. But if you don't, ProtaStructure offer you using this wind load calculator, okay, where you set different type of settings here of winds, okay, depending on the location of your building. If everything is okay, then the wind will be applied. So you have to go again, run the analysis and whatever, then those wind load will be applied to your structure. That's how it works.
Okay, that was too quick, just to make sure he knows the capabilities within the software. Engineer Rene Infla asked, I use ProtaStructure 2022, but Prota still doesn't open. Yes, because you use cracked or pirated license. When you are using a pirated license, Prota still doesn't work, and even ProtaStructure do over designs. So that's why you are advised to go to original software licenses. So feel free to inbox one of us in a WhatsApp group so we can help you move to original license. Is the recording going to be available because the network is a challenge? Yes, we are going to upload on our YouTube channel. We will share the link in a group WhatsApp group. So all questions are done. Do we still have some questions? Maybe you can even unmute and speak on your microphone or type here. Is the software available on Autodesk? This is not Autodesk. This is Prota software. It's a Turkish structural and earthquakes engineering software. So it's different from Autodesk, but as you saw, it works with the structural and the architectural softwares of Autodesk for BIM interoperability. That was Steria. Any other questions? I think questions are done, and what we can say next is that I personally will be in Lusaka from next week, Monday, and we are looking forward to meeting different engineers, companies, and the government institutions. I think we have answered all questions. If nothing left, I will give it up to David Bushaija to conclude the demo of today. And the other things will progress in a WhatsApp group.
Thank you very much, And thank you everyone for joining us. And expert has demonstrated most of the things, but ProtaStructure can do even more. And that's why I recommend you to WhatsApp this number, Engineer Alexander. He will be in Lusaka next week from November 18th to 22nd of this year. Thank you everyone for joining us. Let's make this to the end of our meeting. Thank you. Have a nice evening, everyone.